Are you a fool? I mean, were you at the bottom of your class? Do you feel stupid, like you just never felt like the smart person? If so, congratulations, because God chose you to shame the wise. I think about the people in high school that you just, people thought were geeks or losers or whatever. And then as you grow up, you realize, dang, those are with the Zuckerberg, sorry, of the world. Those were the people who are doing fantastic because what appeared on the outside as success, for that age group wasn't what was necessary at all. And so I think about it in terms of our faith. Jesus said the very thing. He said in First Corinthians 1:18, the message of the cross is foolishness to those of you who are perishing. So if you're going to hell, it's foolish. But to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and the learning of the learned I will set aside. Where is the wise one? Where is the scribe? Where is the debater of this age? Has not God made the wisdom of the world foolish? For since in the wisdom of God, the world did not come to know God through wisdom, it was the will of God through the foolishness of the proclamation to save those who have faith. And then he goes on and talks about people demanding signs and things like that. But I often think about my mom, who she always said, oh, I was never smart. Your dad was the smart one, and I'm just not smart because my mom never graduated from high school. But my mother was going through a difficult abuse situation in her childhood and didn't have the opportunity really to graduate because of what was going on. And she always felt stupid. I have a family member of my generation who never graduated high school, and he too said it always makes him feel stupid. But I look at my mom, for instance, and she is such a good and holy and wise woman. My mother takes care of foster adults, people who are unhealthy. I don't want to say too much on the air, unhealthy, unable to care for themselves. So my mother's a foster care provider for these adults who mentally just can't. And she often says, oh my gosh, my daughter has a PhD, or her other daughter's a paramedic, or, my son does this, and my other daughter's a retired officer. And then I look at her and say, but you love humans for a living. And while we're not specifically talking about love, we're talking about foolishness, stupidity. I think of the wisdom my mom has, and people like you, perhaps, who, with a simple word or two, save a lot of souls. Doesn't take the learned of someone with a PhD to say all these fancy words and win people. If that were the case, Jesus would have won everybody. His words were perfect. But God chose the simple to shame the wise. I tend to think on Judgment Day, when you see my mom standing there and perfect body, beautiful looks of her youth, and just standing there next to Jesus, joyful, and some of the learned in society chose hell. Don't begrudge your so-called worldly foolishness, because the Lord chose you. Congratulations. He chose you to shame the wise by just accepting his love with a childlike faith, just accepting the concept of eternity like a child accepts Santa Claus. Excited. Okay. You said you'll take care of me. Okay. You said there's a heaven. Okay. Let's love like a child. Let's fight for heaven like the foolish of this world. Let your childlike faith, your love for Jesus, convey into your love for others. And all of that fuel your hope in the Lord and your hope in your eternity. And that really will shame those who have no faith and no clue that God is truly God. Congratulations. You're on your way up. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching this informational Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.